Counter to another video I made today talking about how some of the black people I know are much more English than some of the white people I know because of their socialist fucking or Islamic leanings. And I stick by that video. But I see Ben Habib trying to do politics again and dealing with all the wrong issues. And he said we can't have, what did he call it? Ethno nationalistic something or ethno something nationalism. He crammed about three names in, so I don't exactly know which group of people he was talking to. He just jammed it all in one. And he said, and I hope this has nothing to do with his colour of skin, but he said that if you start talking about ethnicity, then then what you're doing is you're giving excuses to the Scottish, the Irish, and everybody else to basically devolve and leave. Right, that's his reasoning behind it. I mean, he did give more reasons, but again, it's emotional. Again, I think there were a lot of the comments say all, but I'm not judging on the comments. These are arguments that like Ben Habib needs to remember we were having in this movement 2019, 2020. And I don't think we handled some of those arguments as best as we could back then because we were under attack. He's not or wasn't wasn't until he got this done to himself. But seriously, so he's trying to say it's a lot of it's to do with people using it the wrong way and people using it as an excuse to leave Britain. I think this is really weak. I think this is really weak, and here is why. If you don't recognize an ethnicity in a country, you have given a license. Bear in mind, at the moment, who are the most hated racial group in the world? It's got to either be white people first, Jewish people second, Jewish people first, white people second. Right at the moment, to one of the most hated groups in the world. I think we could agree. And before people say, "Oh no, no, no," but bear in mind, there's the least amount of people in the world are white people. That's just a fact. So they they've been demonized as well. I'm not saying, "Oh, poor us." I'm just saying white people have been demonized. So the problem with that in a world that's got so many socialist and leftist ideals is if you erase the idea of us being an ethnic group, linguistic and genial, then you have given people the authority then to say, well, if they're not an ethnic group, then they can be replaced without any fear of ethnic cleansing or genocide. That's what you've got to watch out for. If you are prepared to go out on a limb and say, "Hey, my race isn't real, my ethnicity isn't real because it makes people uncomfortable," that's okay. But there are consequences to that. The consequences are you've given up your group, you've given up your identity, which also means you've given up your right to exist. Because if anybody says, "Oh, well, that's you're trying to ethnically cleanse that group," what group? What group? British people, English people don't exist as an ethnic group. So what group? So replacing people of a certain colour in this country would then become even easier because there's nobody to defend. There's no group to defend. So my argument to his argument is that if you don't protect certain groups, you make it quite legal for them to be destroyed, and they're already being attacked, and you make it morally okay for them to be destroyed. Whereas if you look at people in Britain now as being endangered, which they are, then you would in any other place protect that group. And then, like I said in one of my other videos earlier, in any other country, you would protect that group, protect their own. And that doesn't really come straight down to skin color. That comes down to a lot of factors. But you protect your own in your country, inside your borders. Is my point. Um, so I watched this interview. He's trying, but I just think again he's just getting wrapped up in race, and I think he should have probably just dropped it because he's literally put words together there to create a malaprop, what's called a malaprop. So not even actually naming a group of people because he's accidentally made a malaprop there. He's so desperate to get it out, and he looks and sounds kind of desperate. Now the advanced voters won't agree, but, I'm watching these interviews to try and see when the politics resumes. But they are desperate to go down this road of ethnicity. I wonder if it's because he's got a dog in that race. I'm only asking the question. Don't call me racist for asking a question. Has he got a dog in that race? Or is it because they're all centrists that never really wanted to deport people in the first place? In which case, why did you lie to people? Why did you lie to people? If that's true, I'm not saying it is, I'm hypothesizing. But if it's true, why did you lie to people? Why are you acting so freaked out about the English people having an identity now? Because that's what he's doing. He's freaking out over the English people having an identity. And yet, I'm perfectly willing to embrace people of other colours and say, you're my brother. You know, we're fighting together for this country. So there's no need to worry about racism. But he's determined to go down with this shit like a true centrist would do. If he doesn't stop, he's going to go down, and he's going to go down as a centrist if he carries on the way he's going. Tom Fury, Zero News, current day for now.